Hey everyone, quick video here on the Dodge Ram van. This is a Magnum 5.2. Vacuum leaks from this plenum. Loss of power, definitely at low throttle because the vacuum kind of comes through these plates because this is steel, this is aluminum, and they expand at different rates. So some people say that these bolts are too short, or that it's just the differential in the materials, but at any rate, this was causing a vacuum leak and loss of power. Not good. So anyway, I'm not going to repair this, but I'm going to put the Hughes air gap on it, and that'll be in tomorrow. So yeah, show you what I've been working on. All right, so here's the van. I'm always digging into something, whether it's my 911 or a motorcycle or this. I don't know, I just like tinkering with engines. So this is where I'm at. I want to do a video on how to get to this point. This is not a how-to. There's a video that will get you most of the way there. So don't forget, these engines are in the second-gen Ram trucks. And you could follow those instructions. There's a guy named Payne. I'm following his video. Basically, you have to get this plate off of the front with the bolts, 3 here, 3 there. So what they do on the truck is they take this off of the engine, they leave the accessories on, the compressor goes there, the alternator goes there, and then they just flip it over. We don't have room to do that. So I took the alternator off, and then you don't want to take the AC off, obviously, the compressor, because you're going to decompress it. So once you get the alternator off, then you can take the AC off. The lines are still connected. The AC compressor would be here. You lay it up here. And so I have a clear shot from the front. Just kind of move the wiring out of the way. You want to keep your valley clean. You want to clean your heads. So I've been taking my time. Don't rush it. Make sure it's nice and clean. And then from the inside, you take your doghouse off. And then, I don't know if you're new to these vans, but yeah, you can get to your engine from inside of the vehicle. So between the front and the back, you can get it. What I did was I took the throttle body off, and I just moved it to the side. I took the distributor off. And then I have paper towels in the ports as I was cleaning it. So I'm not getting anything off of it else, so I think that's pretty clean, but I'll do it again before I install the intake manifold. So yeah, I have my wet and dry vac in here. So I've been getting my dust. Yeah, I used a little, this is more for like aluminum. This is a gentle one. I used that. I used a razor blade, being very careful, and sandpaper and brake cleaner. But anyway, how did I get it out? I think, yeah, I got the intake, the beer keg manifold out through the front. And I did take the distributor off. So what my plan is, I have some studs that I was going to use for the exhaust. And so I have these. They're 5/16, 18 pitch, and 24 pitch. So I believe the 18 is the coarser pitch. So what I'm going to do is when I get the air gap is, without dropping this in, I'll use these as dowels like this, and I'll probably slot the top like that to guide, to hold the intake manifold gasket in place. And then so I have a way to index correctly to get the manifold on. You don't want to be, it is awkward. So you have to have long arms and hold it up and not move the gasket around. So these will help immensely. So I'm going to put the manifold in from the back, and hopefully the air gap is a little bit lighter than the beer keg. So yeah, I still have to take my fuel injectors off and the rail and all that. And yeah, so that's how you do the van. It'll take a little bit longer, so just take your accessories off of the front, like I just outlined, and then get the rest of it from the back. So anyway, I'll button this up. I'll do a follow-up. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll link to Matt Payne's video in the description because his will get you most of the way there. And I don't think it's that hard. You know, if you're going to do something like this, you know, do your research. Unfortunately, the factory service manual is really useless. It's useless for this job. But if you follow these YouTube videos, you'll be able to do it. If you haven't, just do one thing at a time, baby steps. So if you take off the alternator, just do that. If you've never done it before, do one thing right, then move on to the next thing. What I recommend also is, I don't know if you saw this back here. So I have it outlined, the TV bracket, which I took that off of the throttle body, my alternator top, alternator with the dipstick, alternator lower. So I just poked holes in, you know, where all these things go, the AC brackets, just a description of where everything goes. So, because I did this over the weekend, and I don't have the best memory. I made another box here with a little description of the bracket I showed you at the beginning of the video, where all the bolts go. Because yes, some of them are different lengths. So just, you know, if you get an Amazon box or something, poke holes in it, grab a pen, and do something like that, right? Otherwise, you'll be like, oh, which length goes here? Just don't throw them in a box altogether. It's gonna take you forever to put it back together. So anyway, just my little tip. Oh, and then Matt does this in his video. I do it too. You know, label where stuff goes. Which, you know, my pen didn't really work too good. I'll have to figure it out. But anyway, I labeled all of the sensors and their actual positions. And then you have to check also, you know, this is a repair to a vacuum line. This came undone as I was turning wrenches. So the other half will be here somewhere, which I'll have to find it later. But anyway, yeah, if you're having to find broken vacuum lines, you know, you get these from like Harbor Freight, and you could get silicone lines and repair them, because the AC vacuum lines go here, and these little white ones, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, by this time everything rubber and plastic is starting to crack, so you have to be resourceful. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Again, Matt Payne gets the credit. He's helping me. So I'm just going to do the differential between a Ram pickup truck and a Ram van, and how you have to take a little bit extra time to do it. But really, there's 4 bolts holding this. There's 3 bolts holding on the alternator, and then the plate would be the same. So you have an extra step, but not bad. Okay, and that's it for now. I'll catch you on the next video. See ya. Bye.